You deserve justice. Call us for a free case evaluation. 256-222-2222. Available 24/7. Or alexwins.law. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Your fight is our fight. Physical office location, Huntsville.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name, understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
Want to text about it? Tell Dale Jackson now on the ScoutPestControl.com WVNN Hot Take text line at 866-494-WVNN.
News Talk, 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Guys, how exciting is this? How wonderful is this? How great is it for us to be back? And you thought we'd be going to Greenland first. No, we're back into an Iraq war footing, is what I'm being told. This is the same thing as Iraq. All over again. Everything's Iraq, guys. Everything. Remember when we went into Iran? Remember we were going to invade Iran and that was going to be Iraq? Remember that? Remember that? Remember we started a war with Iran? Remember we were gonna send all of our boys to die for Israel? Remember that? Isn't that what everyone was saying? Yeah, we were doing that for Israel. And we were going to send all of our boys in to die there. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. Man, what happened there? Is that what went down? No? So could it be possible that the pundits that get, I don't know, absolutely everything wrong or wrong once again? You know, the geniuses, those who really understand, those who truly get it. Those are the ones, right? Okay, I'm a fan of this. I like this idea. I like where we're going here. I like the idea that this is potentially the worst thing that has ever happened in American history, and we are now a terror state. If only we would have left Venezuela alone. And if you think I'm joking about that, go listen to the people who are standing out at Big Spring Park for their latest protest. Do they know what they're protesting? Of course they don't know what they're protesting. They never know what they're protesting. They've never had a clue what they're protesting. But they're out there running around protesting, that's for sure. And they're screaming and they're yelling. And it's, you know, I got to tell you, it's adorable. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. It's cute. It's like, look at you. Look at you. Yes, you are. You're so mad, aren't you? War for oil, right? Right? That's right. Yes, you are. You're doing something. Look at you go. Look at you go. Yes, you are. Look at you go. You're doing it. You're so big and tall. Look, it's like when Grant hits a basketball shot from about 15 feet. I'm like, there you go. Oh, look at Michael Jordan. He hates Larry Bird, though, by the way. Oh, by the way, that's part of my gift card story. We'll get into all of that here in a second. Here's 48 talking about these geniuses out there. Let's hear what they have to say.
Alabama is behind this move to strike Venezuela. Organizers quickly put together a protest in Big Spring Park in Huntsville this afternoon after hearing this news. WAFF 48's Noah Cowell joins us now live at the Courthouse Square in downtown Huntsville. Noah, you talked with some of these protesters as they were shouting their displeasure.
That's right, Nolan. A few dozen protesters gathered at Big Spring Park and then came all the way around here to the Courthouse Square, unified against this mission. It's a mission
they came all the way around, guys. They came all the way around. They went from Big Spring Park all the way around to the front of the courthouse. Wow. You big boys. Yes, you did. Look at you. Yes, you walked around the courthouse. Yes, you did. Yeah, you walked around the courthouse. Oh, golly, you did it. I was so impressed.
they say has been an unconstitutional way of extracting Venezuelan resources.
Venezuela isn't yours! No more coups! No more wars! No more coups! No more wars!
Wait, hold on. No more Jews? Is that what it says?
Yours. No more coups! No more wars!
Oh, no more coups! No more coups! No, okay, all right. All right, okay. I thought we were on to something.
No more coups! No more wars!
Members of Indivisible, 5051, and Democratic Socialists of America walked against the Trump administration Saturday afternoon after the move overnight to attack the Venezuelan capital and take over. While the administration and congressmen say this move was about taking down narco-terrorism, these protesters believe this is really about just a selfish motivation.
The whole reason that this is happening is so that the billionaires can control the oil in Venezuela because they had nationalized that from Exxon. We have no business running Venezuela, and the oil executives that they're putting in charge there are especially ill-equipped to be running a country.
Name three. Name three oil executives. Name them. I think we'd probably be better off if we let the oil executives run the country, to be honest with you. But sure thing.
He's referring to the plan President Trump referenced just hours before this protest began in a nationally televised address.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure.
These protesters say this overreach of power undermines America's role in the world.
I would argue it probably asserts it, but, you know, I'm not dumb enough to spend my Saturday walking around the courthouse or being a reporter sad enough to go out there and cover it. All right. So, hey, somehow, within like 12 hours, they got signs all printed up, and you're seeing them at all the protests around the country, and none of it matters, not one single bit. But look at you with your green hair and your Kayefs. Look at you guys go. You're so cute. We'll be right back.
This is the Dale Jackson Show. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Fox News starts now.
I'm Gianna Gelosi. Deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro going to be in court in New York at noon Eastern time today to answer to narco-terrorism and drug charges.
Set to face charges that he ran a multi-billion-dollar drug operation with the Sinaloa and Zeta cartels and others that flooded our country with hundreds of tons of cocaine over 2 decades. His wife Celia, who was also captured and is in U.S. custody, faces similar charges.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the courthouse in Manhattan. Now later today, War Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio can answer questions about the weekend operation that led to Maduro's capture.
They went inside Venezuela, bombed civilian as well as military places, and it's a violation of the law to do what they did without getting the authorization of Congress.
That's Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on ABC's This Week. America is listening to Fox News.
You may be asking yourself if now is the time to redo your bathroom. And the answer is yes. Now is the perfect time to remodel your bath or shower. And you need to call North Alabama's bath specialist, Express Bath, your local jacuzzi dealer. They're Alabama owned and Alabama loved, and they have over 75 years of experience. So much experience that you can have your dream shower in as little as a day. That's right. New showers, tub to shower conversions, or bathtub replacements. It's top-notch bath and shower remodeling at an affordable price. And right now, the experts at Express Bath can transform your outdated tub or shower into modern and maintenance-free. Now is the perfect time to remodel your bath. Call Express Bath today for your free estimate, 256-208-3203, or check them out online at expressbathnow.com. They'll bring the duck. And when you talk to my friends over there at Express Bath, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent ya. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Now, WVNN listeners have been using Matt Curtis for a long time. I don't need to tell you what they've done for me and my family, but I will tell you Matt Curtis makes selling your home effortless. It's as simple as visiting mattcurtisrealestate.com, and from there, you just enter your home address, get a free home valuation, and if you're looking to sell fast, you can even get an instant cash offer on your home. Home values have been changing rapidly. Go to mattcurtisrealestate.com right now. Get an idea of what you could sell your home for. Who you hire matters, especially when it comes to real estate. Matt Curtis and his team of local experts have sold over 6,000 homes in North Alabama, making them the #1 real estate team in all of Alabama. More 5-star reviews than anyone else. Matt Curtis is the guy you need, so call Matt Curtis today, 256-333-MOVE, and check him out online at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And remember, when you talk to my friends over there at the Matt Curtis Real Estate team, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent ya. EDU.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Even when you have the best of intentions, you sometimes end up seeing things on social media you did not want to see, things that maybe you can never unsee. Annie Margaret is the executive director of the Post-Internet Project, a nonprofit dedicated to helping people navigate the psychological and social challenges of life online. She says, just as with food, not everything on the table is meant to be eaten. You wouldn't eat something spoiled or toxic just because it was served to you. In the same way, not every piece of media laid out in your feed deserves your attention. Choosing what to consume is a matter of health. Margaret says there are practical steps you can take to see less of what you don't want to see. Turn off autoplay or limit sensitive content. Use keyword filters and unfollow accounts that stress you out. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
The Lowe's Closeout event means the final savings of the season are here. It's your last chance to get deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and so much more. Refresh your home, check off your project list, or simply stock up on the brands you trust. Shop now to grab amazing deals before they're gone. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
All right, you guys are doing a pretty good job getting some questions in for the new year, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for doing so. New year, new you, but new year, same me, Dale Jackson, here with you, and I'm glad to be with you and glad to be here every day with you, getting right back into it. I can't think of a single day I have off planned until, I think, MLK Day. That may be the only one, the day Martin Luther nailed the stuff to the door. Is that no? That's not it. Okay, we'll try to figure out what's actually going on that day, and we'll be here. Actually, we won't. But okay, so we got a lot to get into and a lot to talk about. Venezuela is one of those things. It's a war for oil. I'm gonna just give you my quick breakdown on this. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a war for oil. I mean. Let's just be kind of honest with you. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Hey, here's what's happening. You have a country that is under U.S. sanctions, and other countries, which are global adversaries, Russia, China, and North Korea, are playing with them and helping them move their oil illegally. China's getting a 30% cut from their rate by helping them do this. And America says, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to allow that. We're not going to have that. So yeah, I think the oil is a part of this. I like these people think like saying, no blood for oil. No, there's a war for oil. It's like some sort of slam. I mean, if anything, it's just good foreign policy. War for oil? Okay, cool. Let's bring Brad Brisnall on. He is an opposition research guy. He is a guy who has done campaigns locally and nationally, including the Mike Huckabee campaign for president. He's done polling. He's done it all. He does some comms work for different individuals, including Tommy Tuberville, Dale Strong, and the AEA. But I got to ask him, all the Democrats who are tripping over themselves to get in front of a camera and scream that leave Venezuela alone, that doesn't really seem to be smart politics, especially if this is a hit it and quit it situation, much like we've seen with the other stuff Donald Trump has done around the globe. What do you make of this, Brad, politically? What's the danger for Democrats here?
Dale, what you said in your monologue was exactly right when you said why the media and the Democrats are upset about this is because Donald Trump did it. And the media and the Democrats will push this as nation building to the average American, and that it will turn into another Iraq and Afghanistan. So you hit that out of the ballpark, too. So we know what those groups think. But I kind of want to focus on what do the average Americans think about this. Politically, the Democrats are going to use this for everything they can because they're going to come back and they're going to say, you know what? Trump got elected because he promised that he would end the war in Ukraine in 48 hours, and he didn't. He promised that America would not be involved in any new wars or conflicts, so he lied. So they're going to look at this, Americans are going to look at this at face value and wonder what he's doing. And even though removing Maduro is good for America, I think the president will have some pushback from everyday Americans who voted for him based on those to an extent. And I think if you did a poll today, Dale, many Americans would feel that we're going to foot the bill and we won't benefit from this at all. So the pessimism is there. They'll be like, okay, it's for oil. We're going to control the oil. What does that mean? Does that mean that America is going to oil all that massive amount of oil and all the production, or are we going to benefit? Is it going to go down to $1 a gallon for us? Or does it mean we spend hundreds of billions of dollars of taxpayer money reimbursing the oil companies who are doing this work, only to give it over to Venezuela and us not getting anything out of it? So I think there's some legitimate concerns here.
Yeah, of course, there's legitimate concerns with everything that we do. But I look at this and I look at it and I wonder to myself, if we're not selling it as America world police, meaning we sit there and we're going to put in peacekeeping troops and stuff. And I think that's where Donald Trump draws the line. It appears he's all about these one-shot deals. He's all about going in, hitting people, and letting the chips fall where they may. And he seems to be fine with that. That's what he did with Iran. We didn't send anybody into Iran. We didn't send anybody in to stay in Venezuela. Nobody's staying there. They plucked their president out of nowhere, out of his house, and escorted him off. And I think if we were talking about like an invasionary force of some kind, sure. Maybe Americans would be against this. But if 6 weeks from now, the current president of Venezuela, who's gone out of her way to make it clear that she will play nice with the United States right now because I don't think she has any other options. If she is Maduro's number two, keep that in mind. And actually, Margaret Brennan was like, how come we didn't pick up more of these people? So they went from how dare you do this to why didn't you do it better, which was interesting. But if the end result of this is Russia, China, North Korea lose influence in Latin America, the price of oil is down today over this. If that's the end result, I think most Americans will kind of just shrug and move on. And those who love Donald Trump will love him and say, look at what he did. And those who hate him will go, oh, he got lucky again.
Yeah, and I think if we can keep the security for whoever's on the ground, whether it's oil people or whether it's special forces or whatever Americans, let's just put it that way now, whatever Americans have their feet on Venezuelan soil, if we can keep them safe and not have anybody killed where it just kind of spirals out of control, I think that's a legitimate concern. And I heard a statistic, Dale, that was very interesting. They said that 1/3 of the country has left Venezuela over the past 7 to 8 years. Now, think about that. 1/3 of the country has left. Where did they come? Many of them came here, thanks to Joe Biden. So, you have a lot of people in Miami saying this is a great thing. So that's also not to be overlooked.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to note this. I hate to burst the bubble of most of our political experts, but this is not the Middle East, okay? This is not the Middle East where there is a history of nonstop sectarian violence between religion, violence between clans. This is a modern country, and I've gone through some recent issues. It is a mostly liberalized country, and using that not in the American political sense, but in the global sense, a liberalized country. And it was a bunch of people who didn't vote for the guy who refused to leave office. This isn't America coming in and imposing its will as much as America coming in and imposing their will. You're not going to get, there is no history of suicide bombings going on in Latin America from Latin American entities. There's not a Venezuelan suicide squad getting ready to go out and start car bombing and things of that nature, or suicide bombing grocery stores. That's not what we're dealing with. Not everything is Iraq. Not everything is Afghanistan. There are different sides. This isn't about radical Islam, and keep in mind, there are individuals. 34, I believe, of the people killed were Cuban. So there are other individuals from other countries in here. And the reason there are other individuals from other countries in here is because Maduro could not get his own security because his own people were generally against him. So he had to have support from other narco-terrorists and dictators around the region in order to help him. That's why that happened. I don't buy the idea that this is Iraq, this is Afghanistan. This is Venezuela. It's a very different situation. And I'll speak my own personal situation here. My brother is married to a woman from Venezuela, and last year for Christmas, my brother didn't vote for Trump. I gave him a Trump bobblehead, one of the ones where he got shot and it has his ear and he's pumping his fist, and it's a Trump bobblehead. I don't know if you've seen those, but I gave it to him, and he hates Trump, but I gave it to him as sort of a joke. That's now on display in his house. His Venezuelan wife took it out of the box and put it on display. He texted me and said she's looking to buy a red hat, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, at what point do the white liberals be quiet and understand that this is not a war for oil, except it might kind of sort of be. It's not necessarily a war for oil. It's a war that involves oil in the outcome. But that's mostly because, and again, I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, Brad, but that's okay. It's mostly because the Venezuelan government was using oil to keep itself in power. So, yeah, we kind of took that oil, or we're taking that oil, and we're giving the infrastructure back to the people that they originally stole it from. And if they want to say it's a war for oil, I go, okay, how much is my gas? I mean, I think that's how most Americans are going to see this. Am I wrong?
That's yet to be determined. I mean, really, if they get off to a good start, I think things will be smooth. But you're going to have the media and the Democrats really pushing and egging people on, and you have to wonder what this means for the region. I think, again, you made a good point. This is not the Middle East. The Middle East is about religion and other things like that, and Islam and all that. And when you and I think of Latin America, we think, well, what are the negatives in Latin America that hurt American interests? We think of drugs. I mean, there's no other way around it. We think about it.
It's why he called them narco. It's why he called them narco terrorists all along. I called this a long time ago. He called them narco terrorists so he could say, you know about that authorization of use of military force from September 14, 2001? Yeah, these people are terrorists. I'm using this as the justification.
Absolutely. And again, Colombia's president, he's nothing but a cocaine dealer. And Cuba, we know about Cuba, the things happening there, and Marco Rubio really wants to pop them. We have to ask ourselves, what does this mean for the region? Are we going to hit Colombia next? Are we going to work on Cuba? I mean, Mexico, that's a huge problem for us. That's where, 95% of the drugs are coming through Mexico, through the border.
Why they shut the border.
The ones on land. Yeah. So I don't see us doing anything like that to Mexico, but some of these other small countries, Trump talks about the Monroe Doctrine and the Monroe Doctrine. So most people don't really know what that's about, but it's really, in a nutshell, in a layman's terms, 10th grade version is we put our foot in somewhere that's going to hurt American interests. That's basically what it gets down to. And Venezuela is hurting American interests. Sure, we could have blown up 10,000 boats speeding across the Gulf of America, headed this way, bringing drugs, and we could blow them up till we're blue in the face. But I think the president finally decided, after consulting with many military people, that we got to cut the head off the snake, and the snake is Maduro.
And I'll take a step further before we let this go. Donald Trump's also sort of just asserting his authority, and he's saying this is what America can do. Colombia, if you want to play, feel free. We've got something for you. Mexico, if you guys want to play, we got something for you too. And that's what he's doing. And you're right. It's the Monroe Doctrine that says, hey, this is our territory. This is our region. And you're not going to come in here and put us at risk with you're not going to get a foothold here. And it's worth noting as well. And this, I think, is maybe underreported and under talked about. What do you think what do you think the Chinese and the Russians want with Venezuela? You think they're doing it to be nice? No, that's about the oil too. And I'm sorry. If you think that we're not going to fight wars for resources, you're crazy. Go look at the Suez Canal. Okay? Go look at that and look at who's fought over that over the years. What's the reason? Oh, yeah, religion, whatever. The Jews and all this other stuff. Fine. But the truth of the matter is, you know what it's about? Drinking water. Okay? So, and oil is as much of a resource as drinking water. And listen, if you don't want America coming in and messing with you, here's my suggestion. Get out of the way of us in the oil. Don't get in between us in the oil. Why? I don't know why God put our oil under Venezuela. I don't know why he did that. But if you stand in the way, this might be a problem. Brad Presnall, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Glad to have you back. Happy New Year. We'll definitely talk with you soon here in the future. Thank you very much to him. He is an opposition research guy, campaign finance, all sorts of stuff. He joins us here on the Alabama A&M $350 million Bulldog Hotline. And yes, by the way, I mean that. You don't want to be messed with America? Then get out of the way. Don't stand in between us and our sweet oil, because we'll be very upset if you do. You can weigh in. You can put your thoughts in here. ScoutPestControl.com, WVNN Hot Take text line. Get your questions in for 10 with him as well. Boy, you guys got a lot of good questions coming in on that. We'll get to some of this next. Get some more of your comments as well. We haven't forgotten about our little British friend either, so stay tuned. I'm Dale Jackson. We'll be right back.
This is the Dale Jackson Show.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
From the Way TV newsroom, here's coverage you can count on.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Week 31's Chris Tatum. The holidays are over and students across North Alabama headed back to school today. Well, that means, of course, more traffic on the roads this morning, including school buses. Law enforcement officers remind everybody, slow down, pay attention, and watch out for kids crossing streets and roads. And remember, when that school bus stops, everybody stops. Several U.S. lawmakers from Alabama are reacting this morning to the U.S. capture of Venezuela's president over the weekend. Congressman Dale Strong says by stopping drugs and criminal illegals into the U.S., President Trump is putting America first and strengthening national security. Congressman Robert Adderholt applauded the president's actions and says anybody who kills thousands of American lives, as Nicolas Maduro has done, should be held accountable. Congresswoman Terry Sewell agrees Maduro is, in her words, an illegitimate and corrupt leader, but says President Trump was reckless by carrying out that attack without consulting Congress. With Wait 31 News, I'm Chris Tatum.
Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Here's your weather update from the Way 31 Storm Tracker Weather Center.
We're about 10 degrees above average today at our high temperature. We'll be sitting in the low 60s when we should be in the lower 50s. We'll see pockets of intermittent breezes and sunshine lasting throughout the late afternoon before almost fully encompassing clouds take over. I'm Way 31 meteorologist Grace Anello.
WVNN.
A lot of us may not know this, but hunger and homelessness don't take a day off, and neither does the Downtown Rescue Mission. Dale Jackson here for the Downtown Rescue Mission. Look, your donations make a difference. By giving food and money, you provide meals, shelter, and hope to those in need. I've seen it for myself, and it works. A single donation can turn a life around. So visit downtownrescuemission.org to donate today. Every gift counts, and together we can make a huge impact, whether that means giving directly or offering to put one of their food barrels in your business. Every donation made can make a huge impact. Help us bring hope to our community for those who need it the most. When it's too hot or too cold, the Downtown Rescue Mission is there. So please, go to downtownrescuemission.org today. Donate and help change lives in your community right now. That website again, downtownrescuemission.org.
We all want to feel safer in an unpredictable world, and when I decided it was time to learn how to protect myself, I found the perfect place, Last Resort Guns on County Line Road in Madison. Hey, it's Emily from The Dale Jackson Show. From the moment I walked into Last Resort Guns, I could tell it wasn't just a gun store. It was a safe, supportive training environment with instructors that know what they're talking about and a state-of-the-art indoor shooting range. They offer so many classes, co-ed classes, ladies-only classes, and they don't just teach you how to shoot. They teach you how to handle a firearm safely, responsibly, and confidently. And if you want to get serious about your training, their membership programs are a fantastic deal. They offer priority access to the range, discounts, and special pricing is available for military, first responders, government contractors, and more. So whether you're brand new or looking to sharpen your skills, you just have to go visit them and find out what all they offer for you. You can check out Last Resort Guns at 10849 County Line Road in Madison, and you can always learn more at lastresortguns.com.
Don't have the guts to talk with Dale on the phone? Well, that's fine. Just tell him what you think on the WVNN Instant Reaction online. Go to @TheDaleJackson on Twitter and Facebook, or email him at Dale@WVNN.
All right, like I said, sometimes we've got to go back in time and take a look at some of the things that have happened in the past. But if you're constantly running around and saying, hey, what about Iraq? I got to remind you, not everything is Iraq, okay? It's just not the case. And I'm sorry, I hate to tell you that. Not everything is Iraq. I know we're traumatized by it. We're traumatized by it. I get that. We are very, very traumatized by Iraq, as we should be. But this is a president who does not want ground troops in any situation. He wants to drop bombs and go home. And that's exactly what he's going to do. And I by the way, stay tuned. In a couple minutes, after I give you guys some of our little British friend here, I'm gonna share something with you, and I want you to think about this when we take a quick break here before we come back with the 7 things. So let's go ahead and get to some of y'all's thoughts that you guys have sent in on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line, and you guys have emailed in as well, 866-494-WVNN.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. That's the downtownrescuemission.org email inbox. Let's get some of your thoughts in here. Here we go.
The part of the story nobody is talking about. How surprised was China? They had a meeting with Maduro the same day or day before we went in and snatched him up. That speaks strongly to our operational security. China didn't have a clue this was coming. Well played.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of things about China, and we'll get into one of those in a second. But yes, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. They had no idea this was happening. Maduro had no idea this was happening, and it just happened. And that's what I want to talk about here in just a second.
Dale, while you were gone, your little British friend came out as she, her, they, them, it.
I did not know that. He did not tell me that, but I was unaware. But that's a good piece of information for the future. I will. I'll try to remember this. I'm not a big fan of this guy's accent right now. I don't know what happened to him. We'll figure out what's going on. Well, let's think about that for a second.
Dale, sometimes what's happening today goes back in history. What would this region look like if JFK would have supported the Bay of Pigs like he was supposed to, and Cuba was not a communist regime? I think Trump has just gave a wake-up call to everyone in South America, and things will change now.
I'll tell you what, I was in basically a Cuban family for about 7 years. And I will tell you this. The hatred for JFK was so real that I was standing outside a bar with a group of Cuban individuals, probably my own age, probably about 25 at the time. And one of them, out of the blue, they were talking about something, and they're like, JFK got exactly what he deserved. I mean, that's how they felt. I don't think for a second that mentality has changed at all. And I think there are a lot of people going, well, what about Cuba? What about Colombia? This could be a message to them to act right. Okay, so let's look back in history here for just a second. There's something that happened in the Gulf War in 91 that is not really understood, and it's how the Russians reacted to it. The Russians reacted to Gulf War 91, Desert Storm, I guess probably the way it says, by realizing that their equipment and their tactics don't work. And that was the takeaway from there. That was the takeaway. Now, they were already on the collapse, and they were having some issues, but their equipment and their tactics just don't work because the Baghdad army was essentially a Russian proxy. Not necessarily in command and control, but materially. I think China learned the same thing here. Venezuela had a lot of Chinese equipment that was supposed to help them, and it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. So I think China and Russia and the rest of the world are going, okay, we are well over leveraged in our aggressive posture with the United States. One, because the president is not to be trifled with. He uses other words. I won't because, FCC and all that. But I think they also learned that materially, they're out of their depth. They really are in a one-on-one, two-on-one, three-on-one fight. Now, nuclear weapons change everything, obviously. But I think that's a big lesson here as well. Might be worth thinking about. Appreciate you guys interacting. We shall return right here on WVNN.
Dale Jackson.
WVNN Athens. WVNN FM Trinity. A Cumulus Media station. News starts now.
He just got a helicopter ride in New York City. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Captured Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife, both flown from their jail cells in Brooklyn to where they'll be arraigned today.
In federal court here in Lower Manhattan to answer to charges including narco-terrorism and conspiracy to import cocaine. His wife, Celia Flores, is also due in court on the cocaine conspiracy charge. Both were captured early Saturday during a U.S. military raid in Caracas before being brought to New York City. Maduro's lawyers are expected to contest the legality of his arrest. They're expected to argue that he is immune from prosecution as a sovereign head of state.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers outside the courthouse. Congressional leaders will get a briefing later today from the secretaries of war and state and others on that military operation that captured Maduro. Many Democrats have called it illegal, but not Senator John Fetterman.
It's positive, and I can't just condemn it just because I happen to be a Democrat.
Fetterman also just told Fox,
I think it was appropriate and surgical. This wasn't a war.
President Trump's calling Venezuela a mess, telling reporters on Air Force One,
Don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
Because we're in charge.
Maduro's VP is now the acting president in Venezuela. Fox's Aisha Hasni reports from the White House.
Delcy Rodriguez is cooperating with U.S. officials. The president made those comments on his way back to the White House late last night from Mar-a-Lago, and he added what would happen to Rodriguez if she did not cooperate.
I just say that she will face a situation probably worse than Maduro.
So there's been some criticism from Venezuelan activists in the community that allowing Maduro's former VP, Rodriguez, to take power is not change at all.
President Trump also told reporters he thinks Cuba looks like it's ready to fall, and he again said the U.S. needs to take control of Greenland for national security. It's a territory of Denmark. The Danish prime minister reacted, saying, stop the threats. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
While captured Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro awaits a court appearance in New York City today, and President Trump says the U.S. is now in charge of that country, Pope Leo is watching it all closely.
During his Sunday prayer in St. Peter's Square, the Pope says Venezuelan independence must be preserved, respecting human and civil rights with special attention to the nation's poorest. He's asking for prayers for the Venezuelan people. The Pope was asked at a news conference last month about President Trump's threats to remove Maduro by force and urged against it, suggesting the use of diplomacy and economic pressure instead. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Jury selection starts today in Texas to put a former school police officer on trial over the 2022 massacre at a Uvalde Elementary School. Adrian Gonzalez is charged with
child abandonment and endangerment. His attorney says the officer was busy helping students escape the building. It took 77 minutes for officers to breach the classroom and kill the gunman. By that time, he had murdered 19 students and 2 teachers. Only 2 of the 376 responding officers have been charged. Roger Stern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed up for the NASDAQ, down slightly for the Dow before this week's trading. It's playoff time in the NFL with the last spot taken in the last game of the season last night, and it came down to a last-second kick.
Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
Tyler Loop's missed field goal on NBC ended Baltimore's season. Pittsburgh hung on to win 26-24, taking the AFC North title. Denver beat the LA Chargers 19-3, locking up the AFC's top seed and a bye in the first round for the Broncos. The Carolina Panthers won the NFC South Division title thanks to Atlanta's win over New Orleans. Despite the win, the Falcons cleaned house, firing general manager and the head coach. On what's called Black Monday, more NFL teams that miss the playoffs could fire coaches. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox.
You may be asking yourself if now is the time to redo your bathroom. And the answer is yes. Now is the perfect time to remodel your bath or shower. And you need to call North Alabama's bath specialist, Express Bath, your local jacuzzi dealer. They're Alabama owned and Alabama loved, and they have over 75 years of experience. So much experience that you can have your dream shower in as little as a day. That's right. New showers, tub to shower conversions, or bathtub replacements. It's top-notch bath and shower remodeling at an affordable price. And right now, the experts at Express Bath can transform your outdated tub or shower into modern and maintenance-free. Now is the perfect time to remodel your bath. Call Express Bath today for your free estimate, 256-208-3203, or check them out online at expressbathnow.com. They'll bring the duck. And when you talk to my friends over there at Express Bath, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent ya. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Now, WVNN listeners have been using Matt Curtis for a long time. I don't need to tell you what they've done for me and my family, but I will tell you, Matt Curtis makes selling your home effortless. It's as simple as visiting mattcurtisrealestate.com, and from there, you just enter your home address, get a free home valuation, and if you're looking to sell fast, you can even get an instant cash offer on your home. Home values have been changing rapidly. Go to mattcurtisrealestate.com right now. Get an idea of what you could sell your home for. Who you hire matters, especially when it comes to real estate. Matt Curtis and his team of local experts have sold over 6,000 homes in North Alabama, making them the #1 real estate team in all of Alabama. More 5-star reviews than anyone else. Matt Curtis is the guy you need, so call Matt Curtis today, 256-333-MOVE, and check him out online at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And remember, when you talk to my friends over there at the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent ya.
In Huntsville.
It's live, it's local, it's the Dale Jackson Show, and it's only on News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
Gotta save the nation.
92.5 FM WVNN. Dale Jackson here with you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much for your time today. Boy, am I thrilled to have you guys here with us. Coming up here on the program today, we got a couple of good guests coming up. We've got Jay Town. He's going to join us here in just a bit. Before that, though, Dakari Lariat. He's a candidate for United States Senate. He'll be joining us. And then we have Andrew Sneed, running for Congress in the 5th Congressional District. He'll join us a little bit later this morning as well. And we are thrilled to have all those people coming in here. I do want to remind you, I have developed the only New Year's resolution that will ever be kept. I've resolved to be meaner and crasser and less kind. I think I got it. Some of you guys got it as well. You've seen all these protests of white liberal women, and you guys aren't big fans. Me neither.
White liberals are the dumbest, less than bleep greater than us that ever walked the earth.
What? Let me clean up your text here just a little bit. Hold on.
Let me
try that again one more time. Here we go.
White liberals are the dumbest, less than bleep greater than us that ever walked the earth.
Putting a bleep in there did not take it. There was a curse word in there that I tried to clean up. It didn't work. I'm not a big fan of this new voice guy. He hasn't been working out too well for him. I have to clean this up as we move through the program here today. But we'll get a better guy in here, I promise you. But we'll clean that up a bit. We got the 7 things to jump into. It is 8 after the hour. It's time to remind you about Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Let Matt Curtis help you out today. That's Matt Curtis Real Estate. .com. He sells a home every 8 hours. New year, new house. Now let Matt Curtis help you out with that. We are about to jump into the 7 things brought to you by 2 Men in a Truck. We love 2 Men in a Truck. If you're ready to make a move here in the new year, then 2 Men in a Truck can help you out with that. You'll get 2 Men in a Truck and so much more. I've used them. I love them. Cindy and I were thrilled with them. They treated us just like their own grandma. They have the grandma rule. We were both sitting there in little Afghans. Why are they called that, by the way? Anyway, we're sitting there in little Afghans. We were sitting there sipping cocoa, and they were moving all of our stuff, and they were making sure that we were fine, just like you would your grandma. They did a great job, and they'll help you right now. 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Go learn more about how they can help you today. Near, far, big, small, it doesn't matter. 2 Men in a Truck can help you move out of North Alabama into North Alabama or around North Alabama. That's 2 Men in a Truck, Huntsville.com. Talk to those guys today. And when you do, make sure you tell them that Dale Jackson sent you. All right, let's get to it. It is time for the often duplicated, never replicated, the most critically acclaimed segment here on the Dale Jackson Show, brought to you by Alabama's most trusted journalist. It's the 7 things you should be talking about today.
Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
All right, I hate to kind of rip open an old wound here, but Alabama got annihilated, humiliated, 38-3 by Indiana in the Rose Bowl, the program's largest bowl loss ever. It was plagued by turnovers, failed 4th down attempts. Indiana's restless, relentless drive amid stormy weather, prompting calls for Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer to be removed. Guys, what in the world is happening here? It's not going to happen. DeBoer gave a press conference afterwards, saying, hey, look, this is upsetting, but he's going to channel that, in his opinion and his words, into a situation where, they're going to use it for motivation. I feel really bad for Alabama fans. I really do. It must suck only to win most of the time instead of all the time. Boo-hoo. Boo, my program is only one of the best in the country all the time. Boo-hoo!
6.
Speaking of the Southeastern Conference, schools in the Southeastern Conference have seen a 90+% surge in Northeastern undergraduate enrollment from 2014 to 2023. Guys, we're full. We can't have them filling up our colleges. What are we doing? Applications have risen over 50% since 2019. Attributed to that, football, weather. Yeah, that's right. Hospitality. Even the fact that we're so nice. Yeah, this is a real issue here. I don't like this. We got to start being meaner. We got to start being meaner. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. No, stop it. I do not like this. Anyway, that's working out against us right now, I think.
Number 5.
The left-leaning Alabama political reporter is saying that Alabama's tax system ranks lowest nationally in per capita revenue extracted by the state. Yeah. Now, they're citing a report from a group called PARCA, the Public Affairs Research Council of Alabama, and they're saying that Alabama taxes just aren't high enough, guys. It's just not high enough. They say that we're too busy hitting on the people too low to raise taxes on everyone else. It's not fair. We shouldn't be having property taxes. What we should be doing is we shouldn't be having sales taxes. We should be having higher property taxes. Yeah, stop picking on those poor people. Sure. Legalize gambling in the lottery, because that definitely isn't a regressive tax on stupid poor people. Not at all. Oh, wait. Then they want that. Weird.
Number 4.
2026 is here, and with that comes a bunch of wishful thinking from our friends in the media. Yep. Open races for governor, Senate, and others. See Governor-elect, national championship winning coach, United States Senator Tommy Tuberville leading the gubernatorial field against Doug Jones, the cowardly caretaker former junior senator in an ill-fitting suit who looks like he just woke up and stole shoes from a homeless person who will never be governor. Other races will probably be settled in GOP primaries as well, like the U.S. Senate race with U.S. Representative Barry Moore and Attorney General Steve Marshall facing off. There are others involved, but we'll see how this all goes down. This, as of right now, I think they're kind of promising something that's not going to happen. A bunch of open races that are going to be very close. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Number 3.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, also the new president of Venezuela and soon to be the president of Cuba, asserted that the U.S. will avoid governing Venezuela directly, but will enforce an oil quarantine on sanctioned tankers to compel changes in the oil industry. This is where Donald Trump is right now. He's saying, look, we're going to manage their oil industry. Okay, that's what we're going to do because they're not following the rules that we've put in place. But what about international law? Well, international law is whatever we say it is, okay? And you can pretend you don't understand that and like that. That's the truth. They're also going to continue trying to curb drug trafficking, and they're going to try to work to benefit your everyday Venezuelans as opposed to the corrupt regime. They do not want to expand the military footprint there. They're not trying to do that. So I think we'll see diplomatic pressure at this point, seeing how we've plucked out their president.
Number 2.
Pathetic protests have erupted all over the country. This is not something Alabama is immune to. Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Dothan, and more have seen protests against the U.S. invasion of Venezuela. Is it an invasion? I mean, I guess. Or do we got boots? I don't know. The President Nicolas Maduro's capture is setting off these protests with pre-printed signs that say no blood for oil. Hey, how did that work in 2003? Did it work? Or did people not take you seriously because it's a stupid thing to say? Okay, just checking. The group were organized by the Democratic Socialists of America, 5051, which means something. I'm not sure exactly what that means. But there are more groups involved as well. It's a war for oil, which it's not. It's being done without congressional approval, they scream, which it's not. But hey, they're doing something.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Alabama Republican lawmakers commended President Donald Trump's military operation, capturing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, which is nice. That's cute. It's okay, good for them. They're basically saying, hey, look, he's a narco-terrorist, and he has been terrorizing his country. He tried to steal an election, and did, and was successful at doing so. They view it as a stern warning to other threats in the region and other threats around the world. U.S. Representative Terry Sewell, Democrat out of Birmingham, says, hey, we don't like this. Well, what don't you like about it? Well, Maduro's a bad guy, and he needed to be removed, and this all needs to stop, and this is terrible, and it shouldn't be happening, and all of this is awful. But I don't want to give Donald Trump credit. I mean, she didn't say those exact words, but that, of course, is the gist. President Trump does not have the authority to unilaterally invade a sovereign country. I hate to break it to you, Terry Sewell. He does. Okay? I mean, thank you for playing. I do appreciate it. It's nice. I mean, you're saying stuff, but let me just clue you in here. He does. Okay. Other than that, great point. Great point. Terry Sewell says, I'm mad about this. A bunch of other people are mad about this as well. Dakari Lariat, he'll be with us here in a bit. He's running for United States Senate. We'll talk with him about this. I think he's upset about this too. Andrew Snead coming up around 8:30. He is a Democrat running for Congress in the 5th Congressional District. We'll talk with him. We'll also talk with J-Town. We got a busy one coming up. 8 at 8, comment section comes alive. 10 with him. All that stuff still happening. Get your thoughts in right now. 866-494-WVNN. That's the ScoutPestControl.com WVNN Hot Take text line. Stay tuned.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
From the Way TV newsroom, here's coverage you can count on.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Week 31's Chris Tatum. The holidays are over and students across North Alabama headed back to school today. Well, that means, of course, more traffic on the roads this morning, including school buses. Law enforcement officers remind everybody, slow down, pay attention, and watch out for kids crossing streets and roads. And remember, when that school bus stops, everybody stops. Several U.S. lawmakers from Alabama are reacting this morning to the U.S. capture of Venezuela's president over the weekend. Congressman Dale Strong says by stopping drugs and criminal illegals into the U.S., President Trump is putting America first and strengthening national security. Congressman Robert Adderholt applauded the president's actions and says anybody who kills thousands of American lives, as Nicolas Maduro has done, should be held accountable. Congresswoman Terry Sewell agrees Maduro is, in her words, an illegitimate and corrupt leader, but says President Trump was reckless by carrying out that attack without consulting Congress. With Wait 31 News, I'm Chris Tatum.
Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Here's your weather update from the Way 31 Storm Tracker Weather Center.
We're staying mostly sunny this morning, though we will see an increase in clouds later this afternoon and especially this evening. Even still, that won't stop us from warming. Today, our high temperature 62 degrees, about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. From the Way 31 Storm Tracker Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Grace Anello.
It's 36 degrees at 721 on WVNN.
WVNN.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the cost of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Do you need to remind Dale Jackson that it's supposed to be a news talk show? Text now on the ScoutPestControl.com WVNN Hot Take text line at 866-494-WVNN.
Talk, 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Dale Jackson here with you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much for your time today, and every day you're here with us, we are going to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Listen, we got a lot to get into, and I am a big fan of talking to people I disagree with. So let's bring Dakari Lariat on. He's running for United States Senate in Alabama. He's running as a Democrat. He joins us here on the Alabama A&M $350 million Bulldog Hotline. I think it's the first time we've spoken to him, but hopefully it is not the last. But we are thrilled to have him here with us right now. Dakari Lariat, before we get into this, and I want to talk about the Venezuela thing because that was the premise of this, Dakari, tell everyone a little bit about you. You're running for Senate. People need to know more about you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Born and raised Alabamian. I call Birmingham's home. I'm a community leader here, former corporate executive, and survivor. So survivor of police brutality, and that was really what made me decide that it was time to run to fix these broken systems. And as I speak to Alabamians, I'm hearing that all the systems are broken: education, healthcare, and economic opportunity.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit about those things maybe at another date, another time. Right now, though, I want to talk about something you posted on social media. You asked this question: where are senators on Venezuela right now? Clearly in support of unlawful orders. What happened to law and order? Hashtag Hegseth, hashtag Trump, hashtag Congress. So you're right. They are in favor of what went down, but why are you saying they are unlawful orders? What's unlawful about them?
Well, we have clear direction in our Constitution and separation of powers, and this is what protects our democracy and keeps us safe from tyrants. So I don't think anyone's arguing that Maduro is a great guy, but there's a process, there's a collaboration that's supposed to happen, and it did not happen here. And then even from a lesser standpoint, War Powers Act, was the Congress consulted? Well, if you listen to the press conference, they weren't even consulted. They were basically told after the fact when we were as a public, and that's not good.
Yeah, what does the War Powers Act of 1973 say?
Well, that the Congress needs to be consulted at least 48 hours before these types of matters happen.
That's not what it says.
That's
not what it says. That's not what it says. That's not what it says. The War Powers Act says congressional approval is not. Hold on. Congressional approval is not required, requiring presidential consultation with Congress and mandatory reporting within 48 hours of deployment. That means they have to be told
I think we're saying
within, not before, after. Not within 48 hours. They have to be told within 48 hours after it happens. They don't have to tell them ahead of time. So that's incorrect. So go ahead.
I think my understanding is a little bit different from yours. One,
yours
not
is
about
wrong.
approval, and
yours is your understanding is incorrect. There is a difference between that. But let's leave that on the table. What about the authorization of use of military force, September 14, 2001? What about that one?
Well, when I'm referring to authorization of military force, that's specific to a war. And I think most of us would agree this is not a war, but it certainly seems like an invasion. And
hold on.
Again,
that's incorrect. Hold on. The authorization of use of military force is about terrorism. Narco-terrorism is terrorism. That's why they've been using those terms. And that broad view has been used by every president since September 14th, 2001, in various different instances across the board. And so, I mean, the idea that this is like illegal is just factually incorrect. I mean, that's the thing. And that, again, has nothing to do with, you talked about unlawful orders, which makes me think you were kind of parroting the individuals who said that you don't have to follow lawful orders, you should disobey them. I'm hearing a lot of this, that we shouldn't be following. What unlawful orders should have been turned down by a member of the military?
Well, actually, I'd love to have a conversation with you about this, Dale.
Okay, we're doing that right now.
As I opened, none of us believe the activities that are happening in Venezuela are good for the country. what I'm pushing for is for Congress to assert itself and to be a part of the dialogue, to operate as a co-equal branch of government.
They are.
That's why I'm running for office.
So hold on a second. Let me clue you in on something. There was a War Powers Act vote about Venezuela that failed recently, and it failed when they tried to remove the authorization for the president to go into Venezuela. That took place on 10/16/2025. So help me out here. If a joint resolution fails to remove the ability for Donald Trump to engage in military action with Venezuela, that would lead you to believe that Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat of Virginia, and others who voted for this believe that he had the authority, the ability to do something with Venezuela, so therefore it's not illegal, right? Why would you try to remove something if the power didn't exist?
I'm not familiar with the vote, and if you can share a little bit more detail on it.
Sure. It was a joint resolution to direct the removal of the United States Armed Forces from hostilities within or against Venezuela that have not been authorized by Congress. The idea was the War Powers Act authorizes him to do something in Venezuela, but we don't want him doing it, so we're going to stop him from doing so. And that vote failed, which means they believed he had the authorization to do so. So, thoughts?
Well, it seems like they were making a specific resolution about this matter, seeing the escalating attacks on alleged drug boats and things of that nature.
Failed.
Yeah,
right. It failed.
I don't think, but again, I don't think by converse that means he's authorized then to attack and remove a president.
Oh no, he absolutely is authorized to do so, and your thought that it's an unlawful order is incorrect. I mean, it's just factually wrong. And I'd love to discuss it with you more, but we are out of time here. But I think it's an interesting point that you're raising that I think is untrue, and you should probably go correct the record. Dakario Lariat, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. He's running for United States Senate. The door is open for him. All he's got to do is reach out to us. We'll gladly have him back on to continue this conversation further, because I think it's a pretty good conversation to have. Let's talk more about it. Stay tuned, guys. It's WVNN.
You're listening to The Dale Jackson Show. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Fox News starts now.
News. I'm CJ Pop. Former leader of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, along with his wife at a federal court in Manhattan this hour for their arraignment on drug and weapons charges.
Maduro's lawyers are expected to contest the legality of his arrest. They're expected to argue that he is immune from prosecution as a sovereign head of state.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers outside the courthouse. So who's in charge of the South American nation?
The message from the White House this morning and the president is very clear that the U.S. is currently in charge of Venezuela and that Delcy Rodriguez is cooperating with U.S. officials. The president made those comments on his way back to the White House last night.
White House correspondent Aisha Hasni Rodriguez sworn in as interim president. An unidentified man arrested today for breaking windows at the Cincinnati home of Vice President J.D. Vance. The Secret Service says the VP and his family were not there. America's listening to Fox News.
Asking yourself if now is the time to redo your bathroom, and the answer is yes. And now is the perfect time to remodel your bath or shower, and you need to call North Alabama's bath specialist, Express Bath, your local jacuzzi dealer. They're Alabama owned and Alabama loved, and they have over 75 years of experience, so much experience that you can have your dream shower in as little as a day. That's right, new showers, tub to shower conversions, or bathtub replacements. It's top-notch bath and shower remodeling at an affordable price. And right now, the experts at Express Bath can transform your outdated tub or shower into modern and maintenance-free. Now is the perfect time to remodel your bath. Call Express Bath today for your free estimate, 256-208-3203, or check them out online at expressbathnow.com. They'll bring the duck. And when you talk to my friends over there at Express Bath, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent ya.
Welcome to Chad's Climate Control Heating and Air, where we ensure year-round comfort for your home.
right now take advantage of our $79 tune-up special to make sure everything is running smoothly. Whether you're dealing with sweltering heat of the summer or the icy chill of winter, we've got you covered. First responders and military, enjoy our special discounts as a token of our gratitude. And don't forget, free estimates on new equipment, because your comfort shouldn't break the bank.
Ow! Oh, that hurt.
Don't miss our $79 tune-up special. $29 with a $50 TVA rebate, just in time for the seasonal change. Whether it's a quick fix or a full install, we've got the reliable, budget-friendly comfort you need. Got questions? Call us 256-289-3836. That's 256-289-3836. Or online at hvachsv.com. Chad's Climate Control. Keep that comfortable.
Alabama certification number 22273.
You may not know what your storage needs are going to be in the future, but I do know that if you want top-notch storage, you need 5-Star Storage. Ready to help you right now. Safe, secure storage, and you can get 60% off your first 2 months. Now, whether you need climate-controlled units to protect your items or you want to secure your boat or RV, whether indoor or in covered parking, they've got you covered, whether in Hazel Green or on Moores Mill Road in Huntsville. 5-Star Storage has 64 4K security cameras, gated access, online bill pay, and a staff ready to assist you with all your storage needs. They've got everything you could possibly need to make sure that your items are safe and secure. Visit my5starstorage.com or call them today, 256-945-7837, to rent your storage unit online and start storing today. Remember, 60% off your first 2 months. Learn more at my5starstorage.com.
2026 is upon us, and Coleman Furniture Market, they're going to help you celebrate the new year with big time savings. Hey, it's Yaffe here talking about the great deals at Coleman Furniture Market. Save 20% off rugs, lamps, accent tables, wall art, and accessories. But you got to go to the store to get the deal. And if you do, save an extra 5% off your purchase in the store. Plus, when it comes to mattresses, they got a great deal going on starting the new year right. Free adjustable base with any premium mattress purchase. Maybe your New Year's resolution is to make your house look that much better, to be much more comfortable for you and your family, and you can do that while also saving money. So find out more at ColemanFurnitureMarket.com. You can also like their Facebook page or follow them on Instagram or go to the store located in the heart of Coleman, Alabama. 2026, the year of the glow up, their savings event at Coleman Furniture Market. When you go, let them know you heard about it from Yaffe. Yaffe.
News Talk, 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Dale Jackson here with you. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you being here every single day. And it's a new year, so it's a new you. But it's not a new me. I have developed the only New Year's resolution that can ever be met. I have declared that in this year, I will be a bigger prick than I've ever been before.
Wow.
That's what I have decided.
Set those goals high.
I know. Got to do it, Emily. Got to do it. Let's bring a good friend of ours on, Jay Town. He is here with us. He is a former U.S. attorney. This guy understands everything. One day he'll be like on the federal bench. He'll probably be like Supreme Court justice or something by the end of the year. Who knows? But he is Jay Town, and he joins us here on the Alabama A&M $350 million Bulldog Hotline. And we're going to talk some international law with him. Jay, look, I know you're a former U.S. attorney, and I get this, but here's my take on international law. Ready? Here it is. International law is whatever we say it is. That's what international law is. You can tell me international law says you can't this, and then I'll pull a president who I can't remember, and he'll go a little something like this. Oh, yeah? Why don't you do something about it? Okay? That's basically the gist of it. Now, Jay is going to give me some actual legal reasoning to go on with my rambling. But, Jay, is it accurate to say and fair to say that international law is whatever I say it is?
I tire very greatly of those who are like, oh, that's a violation of UN Charter Section 2 and, the Geneva Conventions. I heard that there was because they showed him on the airplane with a mask on, that was a violation of the Geneva Conventions, and I got into just ratioed the heck out of a guy on Twitter which felt pretty good.
They said the same thing when we showed Saddam Hussein in his underwear.
Sure.
They were like, how dare you do this to this man? It's like, shut up. The guy was called the Butcher of Baghdad. Shut your mouth. What are you doing?
Yeah. No, and you're right about international law. I mean,